In this video, I'm going to show you how you can induct an employee into your turf farm and how you can keep a record of that induction on Turf Plus. Here's your home screen, of course, and if we hover over Start New and go down to Training, you'll see there's an employee induction form. We're going to get that in a minute, but first I'm just going to show you a couple of things about induction before we do it. Document management contains all our documents such as policies and procedures. And if we go to HR and IR documents, I encourage you to have a look at every document there. There's a lot of policies and procedures that you can use to, during induction and even prior to induction. I actually recommend that you get employees to read and sign off on these policies before you even get them to start work. First of all, you have to choose which policies you're going to use. You may not find them all necessary for your turf farm. It's a good idea to be familiar with the forms. Just one other thing, how do I use Turf Plus also explains how you might do that. And there's a section on how do I use the HR and IR documents, which I'll open now. This is the how do I use HR and IR documents form from there. And it goes through every single document there, every policy, and just explains a little bit to you, how you might be able to use these policies, etc., and whether you need them. Okay, so I think that's a good idea for you to understand that. Now, I've just opened one of the policies out of the system, the Health Information Collection Policy. This is a policy that explains to your new employee that you may want to do a health check on them, which is obviously a good idea. We want to know that if you're employing someone who's going to do physical work, that they're healthy enough to do that. Okay, so that's an important policy, and you should strongly consider having that signed off on. Now, the other information within the documents that you are going to need your new employee to read and understand or be trained in are the policies and overview. The policies that are important to them are regarding safety and environmental management. And of course, there's the procedures. Again, safety and environmental procedures. The new employee will need to read and understand them before you can sign that off in the induction. So let's go back to that employee induction form. Remember, start new training employee induction form, which opens this form for you. Now, it's a pretty simple form. It tick boxes and filling in of names. Remember, we need to have the employee or the inductee entered into the system first so we can select them when this drop-down box occurs. I'm just going to pause this for a second and fill in the form and show you how it works from there. Okay, I've filled out the form. Names of the employee and the person carrying the induction out, which is me. Now, I've ticked off all these boxes. You'll notice some of them I didn't tick because they're not going to be necessarily important for every business. So if you can't tick them off, you don't tick it off. Now, this is a form that is also for the employee. For example, your role, this says here, my role has been to explain to me. We expect the employee to tick off on that. And down here, I have read and understand the processes sent to me. I understand when to use swims and how and that sort of thing. So it's an employee and the inductor has filled that out. Once we've filled it out, we click Submit, which brings up the next task, which is simply going to be to close this. This form should be closed off by the manager or someone of equal status And that's why in this case, there's actually, you need to actually re-enter your password. So we've saved it, press route. And we're done. Now let's just check that our record has been saved. We go down into training, in applications, which is our record keeping area. Employee induction form, let's open that up by person. And that was Liz Cole we just inducted. There she is. So that's how we induct a person and record that in Turf Plus.